Hey guys, it's Caden and Gavin here.
How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how we make our characters for all the stories that we do.
Yeah, basic character creation. So I br- I got a special scene here, basically describing stats and personalities, looks, special abilities, and items. These are the basis for character creation. So let's start with stats. To explain stats, it's each ability in each ability is broken down by a dice roll. And 10 is known as the base stat. That is not a plus nor a negative. Where 0, as you can see by the small firearms, would be a negative 10 to points. As you know, uh, this, as shown here, is the base stat among most stories. This is what we start off of for most characters and most commonly humans. Of course, it can vary, unless specified otherwise, depending on the story. But the stats shown are pretty simple. We have, of course, the name of your character, your hand-to-hand, small firearms, people skills, dodge, strength, tech, rifles, shotguns, bows, knives, long-bladed weapons, bludgeoning, spears, stealth, throwing, mental, endurance, launchers, speeds, axes, and intelligence/strategy. And of course, there are also special stats, which are only given to some characters, such as stamina, which is story wise, and magic, which is story and character wise. Some stories have magic and things beyond our own realm, as some would say. Some of these stats start at 10, saying that they don't where most humans would start, such as hand to hand people skills, strength, speed, endurance, mental, and intelligence test strategy. Those all begin at 10. We are usually given around 200 to 250 points to spread across all of this for an average human. So, for example, we would fill 20 into small firearms. So when whoever the storyteller at the time is would give us a plus 20 or a plus 10 to that roll. If we move something like dodge up to 10, that would be a plus 0. But if we keep dodge at 0, then it is a negative 10. These special stats, such as magic, have very special rolls along with them, but that is something for a later episode. Moving on to another crucial part of character creation, which is special abilities, items, personalities, and looks. We'll go on to Gavin to explain that.
Okay, so, special items, abilities, personality, and looks all vary depending on what story we're doing. But most commonly, when we're doing a story with like magic or unique things, special abilities come into play. So that could be things like one of the stories that you guys won't get to see, but one that I'm doing. It's kind of like D&D, but one of my special abilities is I worship a god that lets me summon a giant hammer out of the sky to just slap somebody to oblivion, right? That's a special ability. And generally, that's when something like special stats like magic will come into play. So things like special stats can tie into special abilities, or even some stats tie into special abilities. It could be things from magic to just things that you can do that are unique. So like maybe you are able to build something that would fall into special ability. Items, pretty self-explanatory. It's items that you get to carry. Some stories, we're allowed to bring 2 to 3 items. Some stories we don't have any items that we start with, except of course something that would make common sense. So if we're playing a story, like the one that we're currently doing in the first video that you guys got to see, we're normal people, right? We're humans, we have lives. It can be presumed that we don't need to say that we have to specify to bring wallets or something, because it should, be common sense that these people would have wallets. They would have, maybe a keychain, stuff like that. Items are only like things that a normal person wouldn't have that you can specify you want. So like items could be anything from, you say, like a machete to a gun, something like that. Personality is when our role play part of our stories come into play very often. So the entire point of personality is to make up your character. Your character should act as the character, right? He's his own person. He's not supposed to be us. So when you make a personality, you gotta make something that you know you can constantly do and trust that you're able to do, right? Like one of my favorite personalities, Aegon has a character in a story where his character, he's not dumb, but he just likes night stuff. So his entire personality, he kind of tries to base it off of somebody who just reads a bunch of stuff off the internet and then, does it in person. And that's that entire character's personality. It's how they act, what they would think, stuff like that. Looks. Every character should have a description of how they look, right? So that way they could be described to somebody. That way, you just know how they look, right? People need descriptions. We need to know how they look. So that way they're not just a blank face within the story time that they're in, right? That's just so that way people can help vision it better. Because a lot of the times, the entire point of the story is not just to be fun, but so you can envision your character like it's a book or something. And that's about it for all those. And that's character creation. Now, of course, character creation can differ depending on stories, of course, because some stories we don't play as humans, right? We have one story where we got like 2,000 stat points to put into our stats. But those all have to do with special things where they have their own worlds and stuff. Right, Kagan?
Exactly. It's really story-based depending on how many points we get. And actually, I was coming up with a fun idea. I'm going to put the base stats in the comments below, or in the description below, as well, and you all will get 200 points to comment your own character. Maybe you could come up with personality, looks, and maybe we'll use one of your comments as a character in a future story. How do you like that idea, Gavin?
I think that's a great idea. And I'd like to see what some of the people come up with.
We have been doing this.
Because it's never easy.
It never is. Yeah, we've been doing this for around a year or so. A year or more. And, or constantly a year or more. And we've come quite good at kind of coming up with names on the spot. And creating personalities and characters.
And, depending, if we have like a storyline where it takes place all on the same, planet, but we play a bunch of different characters. It's really fun, but something you can do that I do is every character I play in that overarching story, because every story that we do for that storyline is connected, right? We had one that took place in the ocean, one in the swamps, and we're going to have one in the desert soon. All my characters are related. Their last name is the same, but they all have their own different personalities, looks, and they're connected in a way that, it's like, it was kind of on the spot, but I have a family tree for them. So when people ask how they're connected, it's not just something I have to quickly throw together and it makes no sense. It's like, bam, I have this entire family tree for you.
Yeah. That story is quite a fun one, and it's always interesting to see his connections throughout his characters. We hope to introduce more stories like that into ours, and have some of those long-standing ones, or multi-story within one world one. We have many hopes to come to this channel, and more stories to tell. Hosted by me and Warren and Gavin. Gavin here actually has been planning a story he was hoping to do soon to show to our audience. Right, Gavin?
Yeah, we were going to do it recently, but a lot of people, like Egg and Warren, we all have, lives, and they weren't able to come tonight, so we figured, we may as well do something for people that want to watch us. So why not show them in depth about how we actually do things, that way they can get a better understanding of how our stories work.
Yeah. Try to invest you guys into our own world and give you that opportunity to be a part of us, to be in our great plane of existence.
And don't forget to always keep a watch out later, where we'll have Warren, the creator of Storytime. He'll start making. We'll start having videos of him explaining some of the things that you guys haven't seen. History about some of the stories, like one that he likes to refer to in seasons, because it's been going on for so long that we wouldn't be able to implement it for you guys, even though we'd love to. So we're gonna have Warren come in, and he's gonna be talking about the story with everything he's written down in a narrator view, and actually tell you a story about it.
He has many short tales and great things to come. So I hope you all guys like this catch-up video and general knowledge about what we go through before each story.
Please remember to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And click the notification bell. Don't forget to check out our Instagram, Twitter, well, I guess X now, and
Thank you all
TikTok,
for watching.
right?
Yeah, we got TikTok as well. More content soon to come on all those platforms. But yes, thank you all for watching.
Hope
We
you
hope
guys
to
enjoyed the video.
And make sure to go into the description and make your own character for us to use.
We'll even shout out who made it.
Yep. All right. Thank you for watching.